Yaeow.
Hi,
Good afternoon from Indonesia. What time is it there?
it's 8:30 a.m. in London or in England, I guess I should say.
Oh, 8:30 a.m. in
Yep.
the morning.
Yep.
Okay, Yao. First of all, thank you so much for joining here and talk about your music, of course. And once again, thank you so much. And congratulations for your latest single, What If, Then Sing Alone. They're
Thank
releasing this month in 2025 that we're going to talk about in this interview. And
Yes.
correct me if I'm wrong, this is a part of highly anticipated debut album, which is set to release in February 2025. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow, the album. Not so many musicians that gonna release the album in 2025. How do
Mm-hmm.
you think about the music world now? What's the difference between back then?
I think it's just since it's so much more accessible now, like
Mhm.
anyone can make music and you can make music on your like on your phone. You can record songs and you can upload them to yourself. It's I think it's a much more competition because there's so much more music coming every day and um what is so poetry? I think yeah, I think it's much more competition and you have to stand out in the noise, which is hard to do if you haven't found like your thing.
But I already hear your song, the What If, and a couple
Mm-hmm.
months ago, I listened to your song also, Lost in Between.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
good. That's very unique sound,
Mm-hmm.
very unique sound that really stand out of your music. Well,
Right.
yeah, you've been creating music since 2020, if I'm not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
What is initially inspired to embark on this musical journey, and how has your vision evolved since then?
I think my initial introduction to music is just like I just think I had a lot of things I wanted to say that I just kept inside. Um, and it's kind of like because I didn't even tell like my parents or anyone that I was doing this thing, that I did Yaeow. Like I was just doing it by myself in my room and just poured my heart into these songs and said things that I hadn't told them, like that I struggled with things. And so music was like an outlet for me to get things off my chest and stuff.
Mhm.
And it helped me just process emotions. And then I just love music. Like I'm a music lover. I listen to music every day, all day, and was just consuming music all the time. And was fan of a lot of artists, and I looked up to people, and I was like, it would be amazing to just make music myself. And then I started doing music. It took a while.
Mhm.
I did go to a music school and learned how to do things and built a studio at home and like practiced to get to a point where I could release music. And then these last few years, I feel like I just really been focusing on like my songwriting and I feel like it's with everything. The more you do it, the better you get, but like you figure out things and you grow and evolve. And I feel like I really have grown a lot recently. And this album is like my first big piece of work where I've just like put everything into it. I love every song and I really believe that my music has like take another step. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
And did you remember the first time that you released your single, then you upload it online and you have a reaction from your fans, from the listeners? How was your reaction back then?
I mean, the first song, I didn't know if anyone would listen to my songs. But then, I mean, I remember getting like 10 fans, and I was like, wow, 10 people are listening, and
Mhm.
people are like, they commented that they loved my songs. Um, And that, I think it really like got me more motivated and inspired and made me like I want to keep going. Like I feel like the fans are what keeps you like motivated, and because you're pouring so much into the songs, and then the fans are like giving energy back, so you keep making more music, I feel like. And yeah.
And now the What If is coming out. Can you share the story, the experiences that inspired this track?
What If is made with my friend Ginash, and it's we were just kind of talking about like that we make so many decisions all the time, and like if you one of these decisions are like bigger decision, and what if you never like did that thing, like what if you never moved to that city, what if you never met that person, what if you like what if I didn't crash my skis, like would I be doing music? I don't know.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that broad thing, and then just it just came like flowing out. Yeah.
And what if you didn't touch the music? What will we need
Yeah.
now?
Oh my God. I think I might have been a librarian.
Librarian?
Yes.
Wow,
Um,
maybe that's the first I heard that people says librarian. Why? Why?
because I'm just interested in like books,
Mm.
and like the the vibe in a library is like so peaceful, and I can be like listening to music and like walk around in the library and like help people and read books and like just travel the world too, because there's libraries in every place around the world.
Yeah, but your music and library is like connecting, it's like magic, very match.
Yeah. Yeah. The other option would be skiing, but I crashed skiing, so that was why it ended. But my plan was to become a professional skier. So, I mean,
But no regret, right? Now becoming a
no, like
musician.
I'm not gonna say like I'm glad I crashed, but I guess I am, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. And like this is like all I want to do. Like music is definitely 10 times better than skiing. So
Okay. And the single "What If" then Sing Alone is part of your upcoming debut album. How does this single reflect the overall theme and sound of the album?
um I think it connects in the way of like reflection. It talks about love. It talks
Mhm.
about like decisions we make. So I think it's a good representative. It is. I think this album has a little bit of everything. Like, what if it's a little bit more up tempo,
Mhm.
sonically, but overall, I think it captures a good sense of what the album is about, and love and self love and healing. And yeah.
Okay. So this is the walkthrough about your upcoming album. Can you tell me the creative journey behind this Project to Life album?
Okay. So we're starting with Favorite Lesson, which I made with Keenan T, which is like the first number one track of the album, which is going through something like hard, like heartache or and then we're coming to Let Your Body Heal, which is about just finding yourself again. And then we have some tracks that are not disclosed. But it's the overall thing is finding yourself and finding love um, and falling in love again, after going through a heartbreak or a hard time, and trusting that you are good just the way you are and lovable.
And the single with Kinanti, it's like 20 million views, right? It's so
Mhm.
big. Is it
Yeah.
make you as a musician have a like a how can I say a pressure that this single or this album that will be reach more than that single?
I hope so. And in a way, I just hope like it will help the album in a way to make people find my other songs. Like I love that people are connecting to that song. Uh, and hopefully that will lead to people finding favorite lesson and then finding the rest of this album that are tied together but
Yeah.
might not be as like um has maybe not have a viral moment as favorite
Mhm.
lesson. Yeah.
And what does this album debut represent you personally and professionally at this point in your career?
um I think it's my like big step of like um I just feel like I'm a real musician when I make
Mhm.
my first long album. I just feel like this is me telling the world like this is Yaeow, like this is me. And I feel like this album represents me in a good way of like what I want my music to be about and what it does. And I will probably grow and change going forward. But I think this is a
Mhm.
good like piece of art work that I really believe in. And I'm just excited and I can't wait for the album to come out.
So do I. I just can't wait to hear the whole single and that album. How many songs there will be in the album?
It's 12.
12 songs. Wow.
Yep. Yep.
I genuinely really curious about the music there.
Hmm. It's good. It's good. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait. So it's closing in. It's closing in. It's coming soon.
Okay. So what you can tell to the people, to the listeners that um where they can listen to your album the best when they on the road to the work or to the activity or just chilling out or something.
I would say, I mean, I always love to like do a road like in the car. Like I
Mhm.
think listening to music in the car is like the best way of listening to music. Because it's just like it keeps you company
Mhm.
if you're driving alone or if you're with friends, you are enjoying a shared experience. So I would say car or just in at nighttime, maybe. Um, actually, it's probably like during a whole day. Like you wake up, listen to a few songs. In the middle of the day, you do a few songs, and then by the
Mhm.
end, you listen to the last songs.
On the rain, listening
Mm-hmm.
to your song in the
Mm-hmm.
afternoon, that will be great too.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about your tour preparation. You're scheduled to perform in various cities from November 2024 and to February 2025, maybe. And how are you preparing for this live shows and what can the fans expect from your performance?
So I'm currently rehearsing and getting ready for my upcoming shows. I think what the fans can expect is just like an emotional, heartfelt performance. Very like raw. I'm very like spontaneous with my performance, and just keeping it very intimate, I think.
And live performances always offer a unique opportunity to connect with your audience, right? And how do you plan to make each concert a memorable experience for them?
I think just reminding myself that I'm like right there right now and just taking everything in and make sure I like are there and seeing them and making and also just like doing the best I can do and delivering the songs and making sure it's a good show.
And without giving too much anyway, can you hint any surprises or special elements in your upcoming shows?
Um, Let me see. Um, I would say there's gonna be like acoustic versions, like new takes on some of the songs. Like I'm gonna make them a little different than they sounds when you listen to them on Spotify.
Mhm.
So if you the live version will be different a little bit.
Okay. It will be a surprise, remember. And I want to talk about something that I don't know. I did my research, but in this research, it says that you have a strong appreciation for Japanese culture, including anime and J-pop. Is it true?
I mean, I would say so. I mean, I think I've always been interested and have interest in that, in Japanese culture. And I don't know what led me to that, but I think, yeah, I'm
A- And that's
interested.
influenced your music or your creative process?
Um, Probably without me thinking, like I wouldn't like think of it as I being inspired. My music is inspired by that, but probably in like some small, like because I consume it, so it has to be like affecting me some way, I think.
Yay. And now we talk about the musical influences. Who are some artists that inspired you? Is there anyone you love to collaborate with in the future?
My biggest inspiration and someone I really want to work with is Lauv.
Mm-hmm.
I like just love his music, and I like saw him on his like first show he did, and I feel like that just got me like thinking, and I just connected to his music a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
I would love to work with him. And
What's your
yeah,
favorite song of him?
it's tough. I mean, I like me better. Like it's yeah, I like me better when like it's so good. um,
And when you're not making music, what are some hobbies or activities that you enjoy that might surprise your fan?
I love tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Tennis is super fun. And I love Pokemon. I mean, I think they might already know that, but I'm a big fan of Pokemon.
What's your favorite?
Oh, I would say Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur,
Yeah,
the first three origin of Pokemon
yeah,
in the game that you can
yes.
choose
I
and
mean, I
interact
like
with.
the original, like the starter Pokemons are like I think it's because that's what I like grew up with, like having my Nintendo, like, and I was just like, and you always had to choose one of them, and you like, it was always so tough, and I was like, ah, like I should go Charmander, but like, and then you just like, yeah,
Yeah, but there's always two choices. Uh, Either Bulbasaur or either Squirrel, because the
yeah,
first gym that you go to is a Brook gym. That is
I know. I mean, I Squirtle is the best, like for
yes,
sure, like yeah.
it is. It is. And can you share a particularly memorable or fun experience from your music career that stands out to you?
Oh, okay, fun musical thing. Hmm. I think, I think going when I performed for the first time in Indonesia
Mm-hmm.
and walking on that stage, like going in blindly, I was like, I had no like expectations, and just like seeing fans for the first time and like singing like that was like, I was like, I've never experienced anything like that. It was amazing.
How is
Yeah.
your first experience for Indonesian people, for Indonesia, maybe for the food, maybe for the environment and something? How do you feel
Uh,
about it?
I feel like food is great. People are so nice. It's very like it just so like sweet and like kind.
Mhm.
people. And it was a really good time, and I can't wait to come back, hopefully this
Mhm.
year. Yep.
Amen. Amen. And then we talk about a little bit about your music and the media that play your music. One of this is the radio.
Mhm.
I represent my radio, Fox Radio.
Mhm.
Why you still choose to do this? I mean, the interview, going to the radio to the interview and something when you can just publish it to your account in Spotify and you can just do something or the content on your social media that will be effective. Why you still choose to like doing interview like this? And are you still listening to radio?
I am. And I like why I think I do this. It's just because I've like it's a different way of like me showing up and being like I feel like it's so easy to just be behind a phone and like this is like real connection, and I feel like this is important, and I feel like I have more to share and give, and um I want to make sure people find my music and can know more about me. So that's why I'm like doing radio. And I think radio is still like people always have like, or when you're in your car and or whatever, you can put on radio and have it on. And if you hear something interesting, I think it's always interesting when you hear, oh, what is this song? Or like, who's this person?
Yeah, yeah.
Know more about them. So I
Mhm.
think that's very cool.
So in 2025, radio is still important for the musician.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure.
Glad to hear that. So my
Yeah.
job is safe.
Yes.
Okay, Lars, can you say something to your fans in Indonesia and when my people in Bandung, in West Java, in Indonesia, listening to this interview,
Yeah.
and you have a fans out there too? What can you say about your music, your upcoming events, and your album or your living performance?
Okay, first off, I just want to say thank you. You have mean everything to me, and you changed my life. And I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without you. So you are so important in my life. And I have upcoming live shows. And I really hope I will come back to Indonesia this
Mhm.
year to do a live show. Maybe um, my album will be out, so you will have lots of new music,
Yeah.
and hopefully merch will be coming because it's been a big topic. I'm creating some cool pieces, and I yeah I yeah I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful. I'm want to say thank you again.
And I just can wait about the album that will be coming in February. And
Yeah.
I wish you a really, really good luck, Yao, and keep the spirit, keep the music alive. And I promise you, when your song is coming out and the all album, I
Hmm.
will play it all in my radio.
Oh, thank you so much, Dimas. It's I appreciate it.
You are very welcome. Thank you so much for talking to me. I'm presenting my radio, Fox Radio Bandung 91.7 FM, saying thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next time. Thank you, Yao.
Thank you so much.